Well, Dave, so close in the end to a dramatic equaliser, but ultimately was it a case of just giving yourself too much to do in the first half?
Yeah, absolutely. Regardless of what level you play at, you can't give teams starts, you can't give the goals away we conceded, and really honestly expect to get anything out of the game. But I did expect, and half time, like I say, spoke to the players, obviously made some changes, but I still believe we could get something from the game, and if we hadn't been as naive, then I believe we would have got something from the game. But that doesn't hide away from the fact that you can't concede the goals we've conceded, and over the course of a 46-game season expect to win lots of those games.
What do you put that first half performance down to? Was it first day nerves or?
I don't know, to be honest. Again, you have to look at it. I don't think certain players did themselves justice. There wasn't a great deal in the game. It was probably a typical League Two type game. Both teams didn't really play. It was pretty sort of back to front. It was a second ball game. It was a return. That sort of thing. The fundamental difference was that we didn't defend well. We made really poor decisions. The first goal, we don't dominate aerially. We make a poor decision to step out the middle of defence, and then he shouldn't score from there. That's a 27-yard side foot. Ben should not get beaten from there. The second goal again is throwing down this side, a little game of head tennis, gets returned forward, first contact. We don't win a second ball. Maka fishes with his left foot, plays whipped in. Again, I don't think he should score from there if Ben's in the right position. And the third goal again, Kitch plays a ball that he doesn't need to play. Largely as a result of probably what's happened previously. I thought too many at that point look to offload the ball rather than pass it. The almost pass responsibility, which we need to be acceptant of and be better at. Give the ball away in your own half of the pitch and then don't go and engage, and 3 shots on goal, you're 3-0 down after 40 minutes or whatever it is. That makes it difficult. But like I say, from the second half, yeah, there are positives. I don't think we played well, but we made a game of it by being direct, picking up second balls, getting people forward, putting the balls into areas, really using the crowd to our advantage and getting the pressure on them. And I think if we hadn't been so naive, then we'd have got something from the game.
You made a couple of changes at half time as well. Miles Hippolyte and James Brown both coming on and having positive impacts really. What was the thinking with bringing those two on?
Listen, I could have made endless changes. I think and probably could have made changes before that, but what is different this year is the amount of subs that we can make, and trying to use half time as an advantage to be able to do that. So James naturally is, although he's not trained with us an awful lot, is naturally more forward thinking, and we felt that him and Maka could almost interact down this right hand side without it being too important as to who was the higher one of the two. Similarly with Miles knows from last year what we want and what we expect, and how we go about it. And Miles, again, there was thought about potentially bringing Crosby in there because he's obviously knows that role as well. But I think with Miles going on, it just gave us the option if we wanted to straight away to change to a 4 with some width, or potentially a 4-3-3. So him coming on gave us the opportunity to do that. Yeah, had good impact in the game. Was probably not pretty easy to have impact in the game. Things couldn't get much worse for us from the first half to the second half. But there were some positives. It'd be good for, like I say, good for James in terms of trying to understand what we need from him and what that role entails if he's going to be playing in that role. But certainly food for thought for us moving forward.
There was also that dramatic moment in the final few minutes, the referee pointing to the penalty spot but then changing his mind and awarding an offside. Have you had a chance to see that back yet? What was your view on it?
Yeah, I've seen it back. It's difficult to tell whether anyone is offside. Listen, I've no issue if it's the right decision, it's the right decision. I think the thing for me would be how quickly the linesman puts his flag up, because I knew before the ball had reached the penalty area that he's put his flag up for offside. Now, if we're going back to the good old 90s, where as soon as the ball leaves a forward or an attacking player's foot, that someone's offside, then fine. But you need to be consistent along that. 99% of the time that doesn't happen. So a ball gets played forward, the linesman does not put his flag up till that person either, and it happened in the first half down this side, either touches the ball or makes an effort to go to the ball. That wasn't the case. And again, if I get a chance, I'll pose the question to the officials. If Ollie steps inside and puts that cross in and it misses everybody out and goes in the far top corner, and the linesman stood with his flag up, did they give a goal? Because in the laws of the game, it's a goal. No one's affected that. Certainly not affected the goalkeeper's vision or anything like that. That's my only thing about it. Like I say, it's quickly after the game. We'll have an opportunity to look at it, but in reality, it makes no difference. We have to accept that there will be inconsistencies, and if we're victim one today, then we're victim one today. I don't think that's the reason that we lost the game. We're culpable of that, not the officials. We've got to look after what we do rather than look for excuses from elsewhere.
Still on the opening day, of course, another 45 games still to come. And as you said before, that there was positives in the second half that you can build on moving forward now. Yeah,
absolutely. And listen, it gives you, if you need any, it gives you great motivation to not want to have that feeling. That the hard bit for us is, well, it works both ways. We've a week to get out of our system and a week to improve and get better, but I'd love to have another game on Tuesday to be able to get out of your system straight away, because when you have lost, what you want to do is get that next game played as quickly as possible. So listen, we'll lick our wounds over the weekend, be disappointed, but Monday we'll be absolutely back at it. And people need to, like I say, show a bit of character. There'll be a learning experience for lots out there, and I think for people that I said it's a step up. It's not a huge step up, but it is a step up. That first half sort of showed that in little bits. You're going to get punished for them moments, and we've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. And there's no sort of better way of having it thrust down your throat than ultimately over the weekend having to look at the TV and see highlights of the goals we conceded that ultimately cost us a game.
Over 10,000 fans inside Edgley Park today, incredible numbers again, a big day for the club, and to be fair to them, even at 3-0 down, they stuck with you all the way this afternoon.
Yeah, brilliant, and that makes it all the more disappointing, because they've done their part off the pitch, and I know they'll continue to do that, and we've not done our part on the pitch, and that's, like I say, that makes it more difficult. I know they'll stick with us. I know that I've said it will improve over time. There will be new lads who have witnessed this in different aspects, whether it's playing here as an opposition player or coming and watching a game here or whatever it might be. But what they've got to do is embrace playing out there in front of them supporters, because they've been, like I said, they've been brilliant with me, they've been brilliant with the players since I came in. And we've got a great record here, and the disappointing thing is that today we've cost ourselves a game of football through us not being at it, making poor decisions, making poor mistakes, and we'd have wished nothing more to be able to send them home happy, having put in a performance that got us 3 points. That wasn't the case, and we have to, like I say, dust ourselves down, go to Stevenage, where we'll have another brilliant following, and make sure we send them back up the motorway happy.
Yes, you say it's Stevenage away up next. A great win for them today, away at Tranmere, and it was another really good test against Steve Evans' side.
Yeah, it's always tough at the start of the season because, like I say, there's optimism throughout. At least we'll have a bit more information based on how they've played today and how they've gone about it. We've got to look at us. Like I say, the big thing is about us being better than we were today. Because if we aren't, and we produce or make the decisions and mistakes we've made in the first half, it makes no difference what Stevenage are like. Like I said, we've got to make sure that we're right and not give ourselves too much to do with conceding poor goals as we did today.
Dave, thanks for your time.
Cheers, thank you.